So I saw the greatest beer run ever, the follow-up to Oscar winner Peter Farrelly's Green Book, and it's okay. A true story about a man going to Vietnam during the Vietnam War to give his boys a beer. So I got some problems with it. I don't want to say this movie's by the books considering it's a true story, but this movie is just like obvious. One thing is that like the messaging is just like the most obvious. Like of course, you already know. The movie's going to start off and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, no one's supporting the boys. Why are people protesting the war? They don't support us. They don't understand what's going on. And then by the end of the movie, it's like, okay, I understand that this war is bad. We need to get our troops home. Not that there is anything wrong with that messaging, because obviously there's not. But it's like of course that's how it's going to be. But okay, you give that a pass. You kind of understand that that's what it's going for here. I would have no problem with that. It's just the setup of this movie is so damn long. Like, bruh, this sounds weird to say, but can you just go to Vietnam already? This movie hits a lot of cliches. You're introduced to Zac Efron's character, and guess what? He's a loser. He only goes to the bar and drinks, and he hates the people that's protesting the war. And it's like, okay, so you establish that in like the first 15, 20 minutes. Great. Let's get it moving. No, they spend so long just hammering that same point across. Like, bro, we get it. Like, we understand the character. Good job. You deliver that to me well. Let's get it going. What's going on here? And really, this movie is a tale of two halves, because the first half of this movie that I just complained about, I think is actively bad. Zac Efron, I don't think is good in the first half of the movie. I think the first half of the movie is way too much of a drag. It takes too long to get going, and that's that. Now, the second half of the movie is actually more of what I expected. Listen, I know people don't like Green Book. Listen, I don't care for Green Book, especially as a Best Picture winner. That's insane. But with every movie you see, regardless of the reviews you hear, I hope people, when they watch a movie, they'll sit down and they have a blank slate and they just judge the movie as it is, okay? I know some critics are probably out to get this movie just because it's Peter Farrelly. I was not planning to be one of those people. I sat down, I actually thought, from the trailer, from what I hear, I think this will be a good time. And it was just okay. Like, the second half was entertaining. It was entertaining. It was charming. It has some of those crowd-pleasing moments that, maybe your dad will tear up. You know what I mean? It has some of those moments. That's the movie that I actually expected. And that's the movie I enjoy because it's entertaining and it's not boring and it doesn't drag. The first half of this movie, I just straight up did not like. I thought it was just actively bad. So you combine the first half of the movie being bad to me, the second half of the movie being decent, and you get average. And you know what? That's okay. The performances ended up being good. I know I said I didn't like Zac Efron in the first half, but I did like him in the second half. I thought he got much better as the story went on. I thought he was good. Russell Crowe in limited screen time, good presence to have on screen. The actors who play like his friends in the war, they're all solid. There's some technical aspects of here that are okay, like the sound design is pretty good. There's some production design that I kind of like here. It's not shot poorly, at least from what I remember. But honestly, that's kind of it. Honestly, at the end of the day, with everything taken into account, it's an enjoyable movie that has its charming moments, but it's just ends up being okay. It's neither mind-blowingly amazing or is it complete trash. But then again, that's kind of what I thought about Green Book, and look how that turned out. The greatest beer run ever. 3 stars. But yeah, it comes out at the end of September on Apple TV Plus and in theaters, I believe. So, make up your own mind. Go watch it. Maybe you'll enjoy it. It's so weird that the beer they use is Pabst Blue Ribbon. Like, what? That's not even that great of a beer.